Morning. We stand before a landmark decision that our Connecticut legislators will make in this legislative session that will have everlasting impacts in our communities. It's evidence that the legislation will be playing Russian roulette with our kids' lives. To know that 4 million teens in this country are vaping, school superintendents and teachers are struggling to control. This should send chills through our spines. To know that over 50% of our teens currently receiving their marijuana receive it for free is perplexing. How will they receive their marijuana now? If we have a problem with our kids experimenting now. Data, research, and evidence indicates that we need to stop and just say no. I believe that the jury is still out on this matter. The states that have experimented in laboratories with this. Today we heard from law enforcement that the undue added burden that it will cause or replace on a rank and file should concern us. Evidence-based information we heard this morning from Dr. Souza regarding the brain development of our children should cause us to just say no. Pastor Todd spoke about the too many maybes and the lives that will be laid on the line, and that should cause us to just say no. Mr. Cochran from the Youth Services Association also shared his concern as to our kids falling prey to marijuana should cause us to just say no. From the Housatonic behavioral health specialists, we heard about the impact of schools. Vaping is having our schools at the present time. That has been corroborated by the 3 young ladies who are in our schools. It should cause us to just say no. Julia shared the realities of access to her school peers. We heard how there's kids who are already addicted to Juuls. That should make us step back and just say no. Talked about parents and teachers. Speaking to a school superintendent in recent days, she stated our teachers are petrified with the possibilities of this becoming law in the state of Connecticut. We urge our legislators and governor to hear the clarion call, to take a step back, listen to the legitimate concerns that we heard from these kids this morning, who were spoken from this podium, who are essentially just say no. It behooves us to take a step back and just say no before we rush to jump on the freight train that will lead many of our families and children towards an abyss, or as Pastor Todd would say, jump on our boogie boards and ride this wave that will eventually come crashing down on our inner cities. Let's not sacrifice our children, the next generation, on the altar of political expediency in the state of Connecticut. Let us just say no. God bless.